Welcome to Sustainable Packaging with Cory Connors, presented by Atlantic Packaging. I'm your host, Cory Connors. In today's episode, I connected with Kaie Kaas, the co-founder and CEO of KIUD. They are using the abundant supply of textile waste to make their reusable packaging. It truly is an exciting idea. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, 3M, Specrite, and Lorax, EPI. We couldn't do this show without them. Welcome to Sustainable Packaging Podcast with Cory Connors. I'm so excited for today's guest, Kaie Kaas from KIUD, which is a very fascinating new company making some big impact on the sustainable packaging world. Welcome, Kaie.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Really appreciate you making some time. We met at the Sustainable Packaging Summit in Utrecht, which was an incredible event just a few weeks ago now.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about you first before we go into your company. Your background is not really like a normal packaging background. What made you want to co-found a company and be the CEO of a startup like this?
Yeah. That's really the fascinating story behind this. My background is from fashion and textile industry, where I have been more than 20 years and managing the whole chain from the design ideas, production, selling, marketing, expanding new markets. So I have seen all bits and pieces of textile industry. And obviously, that's why I also know the problems and the challenges this industry is creating to the world. And one day, many of us thinking about what to do with the rest of their lives. And I thought that I really want to make an impact to make the textile and fashion industry better and really to create something tangible in terms of solution. And I was looking for the ideas. I wrote several business plans like rental of clothing and resale and all this, but that wasn't it. And then I met my co-founder, Lise, who is a textile engineer, and she had an idea. She had already a little prototype that she had made the packaging material from textile waste. And
Wow.
then the light bulb went on and I said, that's it. We're going to join forces and we're going to make a real impact. So instead of creating more clothes or even more some business models around selling more clothes, so I thought this is perfect idea to actually use the waste from one industry and use this as a raw material for another industry where as you know, we have also a lot of challenges.
Well done. Congratulations. I think what you've come up with and your partner have come up with is incredible. A lot of people don't know that there is a massive amount of waste in the textile or clothing industry that is produced daily. And it's a real problem with fast fashion and all of these things. You know, people will buy clothes and wear them once or a few times and throw them out. And I think what you've come up with here solves two problems, really. The use of a waste stream and a reusable packaging material for the sustainable packaging industry. So congratulations.
Yes, maybe to add that I'm really happy that I see that more and more people actually recognizing the textile waste problem. Even men now know, they have seen the documentaries and all this. But the problem is that the recycling of the textile waste have developed really slowly, and there are not many solutions, and it's very expensive, and there are other challenges, and that's why we thought that actually this very like a simple idea of using this waste and mechanically with a very low energy input to turn it into material. And to scale these kinds of ideas, you need a product that is actually needed and useful. And packaging is something that is all the time needed. And in a place where we see the e-commerce still growing and growing, so we thought this is the idea to join these things.
It makes perfect sense to me. Hey, friends, we are going to take a quick break to thank our sponsors. Please be sure to support them. Are you shipping with recycled corrugated? Think outside the box with 3M tape. 3M packaging tape can help you overcome your recycled corrugated challenges with confidence, making sure your boxes are sealed securely the first time, reducing downtime, and providing consistent performance. With 3M as your partner, you can maintain productivity, achieve cost savings, and turn packaging problems into sealing success. When you use recycled corrugated shipping boxes, think 3M Packaging Tape. Sustainability starts long before a product hits the shelf. It starts with the spec. That's why brands choose SpecRite, the leader in intelligent specification data management and modern product lifecycle management. SpecRite turns siloed packaging and product data into connected, reliable intelligence so AI can identify waste, optimize materials, streamline supplier collaboration, and accelerate sustainable product design. If you're trying to reduce packaging complexity or meet evolving regulations, it's time for a spec-first approach. SpecRite, the intelligent foundation for every product. Discover more at specrite.com. This episode is sponsored by Lorax EPI, global leader in environmental compliance and sustainability solutions. Lorax EPI empowers businesses to reduce their environmental impact and transition towards sustainable models through innovative software and expert consultancy. Their Envy platform supports EPR reporting, environmental taxes, and voluntary commitments while providing data-driven insights to set ambitious goals and track progress. With tailored strategies and a commitment to transparency, Lorax EPI turns compliance into a competitive advantage. Learn more at loraxcompliance.com. And when I saw your products that you were offering, I thought, wow, that's exactly right. That's the kind of thing we need in the packaging industry, something a little more robust that can be reused many times. And it looks really cool too. I'm excited to show the audience if you have some samples there. But
Yes.
Before we started, you had told me what the name means. Can you explain that to the audience?
Yes. Word KIUD is Estonian word for fibers, and as we are dealing with textile fibers, so we thought that this little short word KIUD is a very good name for the company, and it sounds like cute, and that's why we think it is easier for people to remember. So
That's
that's the name.
excellent. I love it. I know there's, and if you want to, this would be a good time to show off your awesome innovation. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I can do that. So this is a little box here. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can see. And the other color we have available is this brownish. And I
Mm.
can explain that our idea was that not to stay for a too long in a laboratory and come to the market as quickly as possible and start gathering feedback from the market about the material, the properties of the packaging, the functionality, the look, the touch, everything, how it works. So, and that's why we started with a more controllable waste stream that is post-industrial waste. So these
Oh,
two materials are made from post-industrial textile waste that we have available here in Estonia. We have the textile industry. We are producing a lot of pillows, duvets, mattresses, bed linen, these kinds of products. And all these have these little cut-offs, side streams coming from production. And these also end up in landfills and incinerated. There are no use for those very, very tiny side streams. And this material is created from that because in the packaging industry, you need to control the quality. You need to achieve this foldability, printability, all this. So that's why we started with that waste stream. But our aim and our next development phase will take us to the more post-consumer waste. So
oh, great.
this is where we want to make a really big impact to be able to put your old socks and shirts and all this also into the packaging material. But as you know, to produce something, it should be controlled. The formula should work. So we are working towards post-consumer waste.
It looks amazing. The brown is something I hadn't seen. I recognize the blue from your booth in
Yeah.
Utrecht. What is the brown made of that makes it that color? Is it
These are
dyed or?
No, no, no. Nothing is dyed. They are all the waste streams exactly as they are coming. They are there are mix of like white and black and gray and brownish. There are also leftovers from sportswear production.
Oh,
So, and when you mix those colors together, so then we get the brown mix and this like a gray mix. So
excellent.
sometimes we have a little dots of some little yellow or pink or blue inside, and that's why we also call it as a effect, not a defect, because it's the nature of this waste stream. Maybe the funny story has been that when we started the business 3 years ago, or our journey, and as my co-founder and me, we have this fashion industry background, and we thought that this packaging is a perfect fit for fashion brands. But unfortunately, this hasn't been the case in the
Right.
beginning. I hope this will change, because to reach out the fashion industry, I think the most asked question from me is, can we change the color? So because for the fashion brands, especially when they are premium and luxury, their
Right.
brand colors and branding is very, very important for them. And then they immediately start asking those questions, and then they ask, can we cover these with them with a paper or coatings or something?
Mm.
And then we tell them that actually, what's the point? That's the main idea of this material, that actually to show where it is coming from. As you have seen, it looks good and it's actually nice to touch. So
It's very nice. Yeah.
maybe it's a little bit too early for the fashion industry, and I understand them if they want to have their own colors. But the positive thing is that, for example, technology sector, where maybe the colors are not so important, and when they are happy to have their brand logo in their color, they are much more adaptive to this new material, because it works, it does its job. So that's the point.
Well, it's excellent, and you've proven that it looks beautiful. When I felt it in my hands, it felt very very stout, very sturdy, very warm, very classy, and I can see these brands really adopting it quickly. You mentioned they're reusable, and I'd like to know, have you tested maybe how many uses you can get out of one of these boxes?
Yes, yes, we have tested. Our first client was a telecom company here in our home market in Estonia, and they have those circular services where people can trade in and buy back the mobile phones,
Mhm.
and they are selling. So they have this like a switch programs. So they
Perfect.
are using our epoxies. They are looking like this,
Hmm.
and here inside is the special. Sleeve or insert, where you can insert your old mobile phone and send
Oh,
you see, you put the mobile
great
phone
idea.
inside. So I will show it here,
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
and it really protects it. And these boxes now have been used in Estonia for 2.5 years, and some of the boxes have done already 15 circles,
Great.
um, and they are still usable. But the average is around like 10, 12 circles.
It's
And
excellent.
now we have expanded this concept of circulating the used smartphones with reusable boxes into other countries like Norway and Finland,
Yeah.
where, for example, they have also done already 8 circles or 5 circles, and
Wow.
the customers saying that wow, they are really durable and working. And maybe this the I always tell the people that it's like a small thing, but actually this is very, very important. With this textile material, they look like cardboard boxes,
Yes.
but you can tape them. You can put either plastic or paper tapes. You can put the shipping labels over, and when you remove it, I have just my brand tape here, but when you remove it, nothing happens with the surface.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
excellent.
that's the difference, because with cardboard, you know what happens when you put a lot of tapes and you remove them. You break them.
It
Yeah.
weakens it every time. Right, right. Well
Yes.
said.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I think they're beautiful, and I think it makes a lot of sense with extended producer responsibility coming to fruition in many states in the USA and all around the world. Are you seeing more demand for reusable boxes like yours?
Yes, I think it develops nicely, and there are going to be a lot of help from this PPWR, the Packaging and Packaging Waste Regulation in Europe. I see that corporates are starting to act more actively, and also when you have those positive use cases, you can inspire other companies because still the reusability is a new thing. Actually, it was a very old thing
Right.
when we were young, but now it's like a new thing. And we have some positive cases where, for example, we have talked with another telecom company, and he told us that, yeah, I just had this call with you just to see your packaging, but there is no use for us. And we were talking and explaining how we are doing this in Norway and other things. And then suddenly this guy was silent and was thinking, actually, when I'm thinking, it is possible with other devices as well, like
Yeah.
TV set-top boxes, routers,
Hmm.
some other electronics, because they are going to the homes and they are coming back. There are things that we are leasing or renting out. So they just have to get these ideas that how actually make this work when you have this certain touch points where the devices are moving. So we see that we can expand this concept from smartphones to rental of laptops and tablets, or even, like I said, TV set-top boxes or routers or other devices. Yes, that's doable.
Absolutely excellent. I just had a customer ask me for a reusable laptop box, and this would be perfect material. So we'll connect offline about that. I'd love to
Mm,
expand this to the US. Speaking of
yes.
that, do you have plans to expand to other countries soon? Or
Yes, step by step, because yeah, like we are still in a quite, would say, early stage. Started 3 years ago, and we are now operating. I don't even know exactly, like in 5 countries. And yes, one day we see us definitely in the US as well. We have the patent for for the material in
good.
Europe and US. So we can come, yeah, but I think it's also very much dependent on the market readiness, how people are willing to experiment with new materials, reusability. But we see now more interest from global companies starting from Europe, but they have also branches in other continents as well.
It's exciting to think about boxes being reusable, I think. And I think what you've gotten going here is that potential. So well done. Great job. And very interested to see a little bit more technical question about the material. You mentioned they can be printed, and you showed me that in Utrecht. How are they printed? And is there a limit to the number of colors?
They are actually printable in usual printing machines that we have in the packaging industry, like flexo printing, silk screen printing. Samples, you see a lot of laser engraving,
Mm-hmm.
which looks very premium. But in terms of colors, all colors that are used in flexo and silk screen printing are doable. The thing is that maybe some colors are not so visible
Right.
because, like I said, the material is like a gray mix or a brown mix. But yeah, for example, the brown material is a little bit better. For this, I don't unfortunately have the colors here, but we have tested white and black also in a brown material, and it looks good and it's readable. That's the important thing. Yeah. Um, Even I have some samples here. Maybe you see there are a lot of text,
Oh, that's
uh,
impressive. Very
and
small print,
yeah.
and yeah, it looks very clear. Well done. Have you had clothing manufacturers reach out to you and say, "Hey, we want to provide you with our material"?
Yes, that's so when we think about who has the problems, so we now getting so like in the packaging world, we have those regulations in Europe coming, like this packaging and packaging waste regulation and extended producer responsibility. But also in the textile side, they have this extended producer responsibility. So they have to take care of their waste and post consumer and not returned clothes and unsold clothes and all this. So, yes, we are getting brands are reaching out that can you do something with our waste. But what we have discovered is to make it really work, like business wise, and to make something out of it. So what we have told them that it works only so that when you give us your waste and we recycle it and make the packaging material, you have to buy back the packaging from us.
That's great.
So
Smart.
because this actually was one of the challenge, also why the textile recycling has struggled. We have seen it in our neighboring countries that when they have set up those very powerful recycling facilities and they are shredding and fiberizing the textile waste, and then they have those fibers and nothing to do. There are no existing market for those products. So and then
Hmm.
when we have this product, so we want to make that these brands and clothing products, they have to take the commitment to buy
Right.
back the packaging. So
That
that's the
seems
idea,
fair.
and
Right.
that's we are in negotiations with some companies and some brands, and we hope to reach to get some pilots next year, so to prove that this business model could work.
Sounds like a smart business model. I mean, they could almost pay you to take the material,
Yes, yes,
because otherwise you're going to have fines,
yeah,
PPWR and EPR fines. So that's really great points. Yeah.
yes.
Well done. So what's next? Anything else you've invented that you can show us, or you have any plans that you're
Uh,
excited about?
yeah, we are inventing all the time. Yeah, like you saw, that this brown color is new. But next, yeah, we want to improve the material. Like I said, that in the next phase, we want to reach at least to put 30% of the post-consumer waste also inside. But the thing is that with post-consumer waste, it is very hard to control what exactly you are getting. So,
Right.
from the clothes, the labels are removed, all of this. But we're gonna go into the testing phase and hope to get results. But next also is that currently our material has certain limits in terms of how big we can go with the boxes.
That makes sense.
Yes, I don't have the biggest one here, but like you see, like normal cardboard boxes, but we have the bigger ones as well. But the maximum weight that they can carry right now is around like 8-10 kilos,
Hmm.
not more, because the material starts to bend. And this is also in our to-do list in the next development phase, how to make the material lighter and and not losing the strength and the capability of carrying more heavy.
Right.
So we have a lot of things in our to-do list, but asking also that what could be also the applications for the materials, because they can go beyond packaging
Right.
as well. So, for example, we have already done small projects for example, for hotels,
Oh.
some small boxes for returning keys, or they are called these hooks
Oh yeah.
on
Great idea.
yeah, and yes, and also we can move towards more industrial packaging as well.
Hmm.
Have certain like inlays or inserts or just some panels, some glass things that need protection. Yeah, for example, I even have one sample here. It's some industrial packaging thing that they need to put between the some glass things, because this material is softer
Yeah.
than the ordinary cardboard, so it
Great point.
gives better protection.
Yeah, paper is a mild abrasive, and this material is much softer. So that's a great point for your use
Yeah.
cases. Yeah, well said.
Yes. And as you see, and I'm not even that familiar with all the packaging vocabulary. So I can, I can talk about clothing and things, but it's really fascinating, and we really love to learn. We started from the beginning. What is primary packaging, secondary packaging?
It's 28 years for me in the industry, and I still learn something new every day. So you've got a long ways to go, and that's okay. But keep up the great work. How do people get in touch with you and your team to buy some of this material?
Yes, we have obviously our webpage, KIUD.io. The ending is not .com, but KIUD and IO. So, and we are in LinkedIn, obviously. And we have a company webpage, and there is my obviously account. So you can reach out. We have all the contacts, the mails, and telephone numbers on the webpage as well. All the co-founders and our sales team in Europe. So feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor to speak with you, and congratulations on your success with this incredible material.
Thank you for having me, and that I could introduce cute textile waste based material to the world. Thank you, Cory.
Thank you.